Fellow Toastmasters, I first met Dana in early 2007. She was the incoming District 26 governor, and I was the newbie on the block as the District 55 Lieutenant Governor of Marketing. Dana, I think I see you. There you are. Do you remember what your hairstyle was back then? Well, I do. It was real short, real spiky, and you were this dynamic woman that I said, that you say what's on your mind, and I wanted to be just like you. Dana has been a Toastmaster since 1993. In 2008, she led her team to distinguished status. Over the years, she has continued to serve in many roles for her district. She received her first of 4 DTMs in 2002. Having a passion to see people grow into their best selves is one reason Dana stays in Toastmasters. This passion is what drives her professional life as a business coach for entrepreneurs, an author, and trainer. Dana enjoys working with clients from around the world and looks forward to speaking about the power of kindness every chance she gets. Leaving the corporate world 13 years ago was the second best decision she has made. Her best decision was to marry the love of her life, fellow Toastmaster John Barnes. They make their home in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where the deer and the antelope really do play. Tonight, Dana will be presenting a keynote address on kindness. Everyone has been affected by the global pandemic in one way or another. Toastmaster clubs and members are no exception. Along with the scramble to work from home, we had to move our clubs to virtual as well. How did this impact your clubs? Kindness is one of the Toastmasters' core values. Let's build a better club, a better district, and maybe a better world using the concept of kindness. Just think about it. We can do it. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Dana Morgan Barnes. Kindness. There's a thought. Dana Morgan Barnes.
Wow, what a year it has been. Raise your hand if you've had just the best year ever. Yeah, I know several of you may have not, but this is this year. So let's make it the best year. What's happened? What's happened in our world? The pandemic drove us crazy, drove a lot of us underground. We had to stay home. We couldn't leave our houses. We couldn't meet our fellow Toastmasters, our friends, our lifelines to reality. Well, okay, we are talking about Toastmasters, right? You all know what I mean. We love our clubs. We love meeting with our members. So what did we have to do? We found this delightful format, Zoom. Well, maybe some of you had used Zoom before, but certainly not like we use it now. So what can we do? We could have a new vision of what Toastmasters can really be. Toastmasters is about helping each individual member attain their goals. That makes sense, right? When you were a brand new Toastmaster, did you really even know what your big goals were? Many Toastmasters joined because they were shy. They wanted more confidence. They wanted to know how to make a fabulous presentation. But there were more goals to come. And each and every one of you, you're here at this meeting, so you had goals too. So now what? What do we do? Now that we're in the middle of this pandemic thing, and we're cruising along pretty much out of it. So what do we do? How do we take care of it? How do we take care of our members? We have to change strategies. By a show of hands, how many of you have had members just have too many Zoom meetings? I don't want another Zoom meeting. I'm tired of Zoom. I'm not getting on the computer after work. Yeah, many of us have had that exact same response. We've lost lots of members in my clubs because they're on Zoom all day long. I don't want to be on Zoom again. I'm tired of Zoom. We get it. But are we making our meetings more interesting than work? Gosh, I hope so. How can we do that? How can we make our members want more of us? How about kindness? I know, you're all Toastmasters. So you're all kind. You're all welcoming. You're all about the members. I know that's true because I'm a Toastmaster too. And I'm all about the kindness. On the other hand, how can we change our meetings, change our outlook, invite more members into this fabulous, wonderful organization that can change people's lives? I think kindness is one way to do it. Kindness is one of our core values, isn't it? Well, it's not exactly on the coin. It says here, integrity. Respect. Oh my. Service. And excellence. I don't see kindness on there, even in the fine print. Do you? But if we think about it, isn't kindness an umbrella for all of these core values? If we're thinking about integrity, respect, excellence, and customer service, wouldn't we be kind while we're doing these things? Kindness. Do we have integrity? I hope so. When we say we're going to do something, do we do it? Do we follow through? I'll call that new member. I'll call that guest. Do we do it? We need to. Are we helpful to that new member? Do we help them find a mentor? Do we explain pathways? Do we explain their particular path, even if we've never taken that path? We have to have integrity and we have to be kind. Respect. What does that mean, respect? That means we treat each and every member, each and every person that comes into our club as if they are the most important person there that night. Now, if you have a club that has 20 or 30 members, that's a whole lot of important people. But you know what? They're all equally as important. Whether it's the president of the club, the sergeant of arms, which in my opinion is the most important person at a live meeting. Forget that club president. We could live without them. But a sergeant at arms, we need them more than anybody else. So yay for the sergeant of arms. They're my favorite. That is a true story. Then we have service. How are we servicing our members? How are we taking care of them? Are we asking what their goals are? Gosh, these are a lot of things to think about. Are we having excellent meetings? Excellent meetings is everybody's job, not just the officers. It's each and every one of us as a member. We need to make our clubs excellent. So the next time you look at our little coin, you want to think about each and every one of our core values and put it in the kindness bucket and see what comes out. Long time ago and far, far away, I was a member of a club down in the Colorado area. We had a young lady join our club. She was very shy. In fact, she was so shy that she insisted on being the timer For maybe 6 or 8 weeks. We really wanted to get her involved, but she was so afraid. Now, normally, I wouldn't let anybody be the timer for 6 weeks, nonetheless, 8 or 9 or 10. But I really thought she needed a little more time. Even when we asked her to be in table topics, no, 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 no. Well, one day I finally said enough of this. I said, Margaret, the next time you're called up for table topics, you're going to have to go. She was mortified. I'll just tell you, I'll be there. I'm right here. If you have any questions, you can do this thing. Well, she showed up the next meeting. The table topic master was instructed. Whatever the theme of the meeting, whatever the other questions was going to be, you can ask Margaret about her dog. Can't we all talk about our pets? Absolutely. I knew she had a dog, so this was going to be okay. Margaret, you want to come up for table topics? She came up. Margaret, tell us about your dog and where did you get him? What's your dog's name? Visibly shaking, red, breathing hard. His name was Larry. She got him at the pound, and he was a lot of fun. And she threw herself into the seat, crying, because she had failed miserably. By the end of the meeting, we gave her the best table topic ribbon. What? I didn't do a good job. I didn't even make time. Margaret, you got up. You spoke. Gently and kindly, we moved her along. Pretty soon she figured out that you didn't have to answer the question, that you could talk about anything. And she got a little bit more confidence. So for weeks and weeks, we heard more and more about how hot Kenny Chesney was. But Margaret was there, and Margaret was sharing, and Margaret was talking. I will tell you that within 2 years, yes, 2 years might seem a long time, but for this little introverted, shy woman, 2 years, she had gotten through her CC. And I can tell you today, any one of you could call her up and ask her to give a speech at your meeting. She'd be happy to do it. She'd have a speech ready, and you would be entertained and love every word of it. She's still a Toastmaster today because our club took the time to treat her as an individual. Now, all of our clubs have our own club culture. Okay, on week number 3, the new member is going to be the awe counter. Week number 4, they're going to be in table topics. Week number 5, by 6, they have to give their first speech. Well, I think that's great. It's wonderful to sort of have this plan, and so we can help our members grow. We certainly don't want them sitting there for months not speaking. What are they going to get out of that? But if we take individuals and find out what they can and want to do, what are they capable of? That's when they stay forever. We can make our clubs the best place on earth. Forget Disneyland and Disney World. They might claim to be the happiest place on earth, but I know for a fact I could be down in the dumps, overwhelmed with work. Oh, I don't feel like going to a Toastmaster meeting tonight. Oh, yeah, but I'm an evaluator, so I'll go. Are you kidding me? In an hour, I am in the best mood ever. And why is that? Why is that? Because each and every one of us is doing our best. We're committed and we're kind. We're kind to each other. We're happy to see each other, even when it comes to this crazy virtual world. Is anyone here? Let's have another show of hands. Anyone here looking forward to a live meeting? Yeah. Some of our clubs are going to be going live or even hybrid, a little bit of both. What a joy that'll be to be able to see each other person to person. Hi, folks. Believe me, I would much rather be there with you in person. How much fun would we be having? But we have to treat each other the same way, whether we're live or we're virtual. Yes, I know there are some tweaks to that whole idea. I mean, we can't walk up to someone and hand them a guest packet, but can we ask for their email and send it off in a timely manner? Yes, we can. Can the VP of membership email them, tell them a little bit about the club, be willing to answer questions, and then answer them? Can we invite them back, invite them to be a member, make them feel like they're an asset to the club? Wow, that would grow some membership, wouldn't it? What are we doing to draw people in to this fabulous, almost magical world of Toastmasters? When we speak to our friends, our family, coworkers, even neighbors about Toastmasters, are we speaking in a positive way? I know not every club is perfect. Yours is, I'm sure of that, but I know some clubs that may not be. But do we talk about that when we want people to come and join us? Hey, you'd be an asset to our club. Although, old schmoozy over here, oh man, she makes it terrible. She talks all the time, doesn't make any sense. She's a crazy woman. Well, who's going to come to that club? When there's things that aren't perfect, let's keep it to ourselves. Let's keep that to us and build on that internally with the officers. Has anyone here ever had a member that was causing a little bit of disruption, discontent? Maybe some members weren't showing up to the meeting because of that member. I know I've had that situation. Now, some don't turn out very well, but the first thing you have to do is speak to that person in kindness and respect, because we really don't know what's happening in the background. Some people are just going to be disruptive. We have to accept that. We don't want to lose members. I know that. I never want to lose a member, and I know neither do you. But there are times when we'll lose members because of that one disruptive member. How do we handle that in a kind, respectful way? Well, you got to do it. You got to take them aside. You need to talk to them. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to see that, oh, my behavior may be causing a problem. Because most times people don't know it. At another club I was in, we had a member. She had been a member in a club in California. I know it's California, but we're going to let that go right now. But every meeting she'd say, well, my club did this. My club does that. You're no longer in that club. Shut up. And it's okay to bring in different ideas. We want to hear, I know, shut up. In kindness, I said that. But we want to hear ideas, new things. What can we do differently? But do it in a kind, respectful way, which unfortunately this young lady didn't quite have the knack of that. Well, the president of the club, a young man, was tasked with talking to her. Don't go alone. Take someone with you. So he took another gal, another officer, and then he asked me to come along. Here I am. Oh, great. So he started telling her that members weren't coming to the meetings because she was so disruptive with this talk about this old club. The poor girl, she burst into tears. She had no idea that she was being disruptive. She had no idea that she was alienating all the members of the club, and the members didn't want to be near her. Well, as the tears flowed, the poor guy looked at me like, what do I do? I said, give her a Kleenex, idiot. Oh, yeah. So he got a box of Kleenex, gave her the Kleenex. And then he kind of looks at me again. I say. So I jumped in and I said, Betty, you're an asset to the club. You just need to stop talking about the old club. If you have ideas, bring it to the table, but do it in a respectful way for our club, because each club has a different culture. Okay. And off she went, crying down the hall. I felt pretty sad for her because she really had no idea. But because we talked to her in kindness and we were respectful for her, the next meeting she came back, totally different person. She was engaging, she was funny, did not bring up the old club. Members came back. She was a true asset to that club. Now, it wasn't because of me. It was because the members and the officers took the time to sit down and talk to her and understand her situation. They talked to her as a one-on-one human being, not this is the policy and this is the way we've always done it. Policies are important. We don't want to break the policies. We don't want to ignore policies, not at all. But treating people, our members, our guests, with kindness and respect, that's what's going to keep them coming and keep them renewing and keep them joining this fabulous organization. I believe that as we grow as a club, we grow as an area, division, a district. What makes us stand out from other organizations around? We need to not just be where leaders are made, which absolutely, here we are. You're all leaders. You're here. You know what it's about. But what happens when you and I join together to make our clubs and maybe even the world a better place? That changes lives. And as each life is changed, one by one, your club becomes stronger, becomes better, becomes more together as a unit. Each of us working together to make our club a better place. When we know what our members' goals are, then we can be of service to them. We can make their experience the best. And when you have a best experience ever, what do? Let's say tonight, you had fun tonight. Let's just pretend. So you had a great time tonight. What are you going to do tomorrow or Monday morning when you walk into work? Hey, Melody, what'd you do this weekend? Nothing. No, that's not what you're going to do because you had fun. You enjoyed yourself. So you're going to sit there and you're going to go, let me tell you about the conference I went to. It was virtual and we didn't care. We had a rockin' great time. There were contests. There was socializing. There was training. It was wonderful. All these people. What a great time. What is this thing that you're talking about? It's Toastmasters. If you went to a great movie, went to a great restaurant, you would talk about it when you go to work, right? Nod your heads because you know you would. Why not talk about our meetings, our conferences, our trainings in the same way? I know, TLI, Club Officer Training, it's the same thing over and over. When you're the president of the club, blah, blah, blah. And here's the other thing you do, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've been a president of the club many, many times. I don't need to hear the same thing. Wait a minute. Maybe I'll learn something. Maybe something I hear from another club president will help me make my club a better place. So can we go to training and make it really successful for us, for the people we're around, and for that trainer? Think of that person who took the time out to help you make your club a better place. Treat them with kindness. Thank them. Learn something. Write something down. Find out what you can do for your club because of your training. Go back to your club. Tell them what you've learned. You know, it seems so basic. I know. But when we think about it in the realm of kindness, what are we doing to serve our members? You may not be a club officer this year. You may not be a club officer next. But if each of us takes the time to watch out, to treat every single member as an individual, treat them with kindness, respect, ask them what they want, find out what they need, even be of service to them. I don't know. I kind of need to practice my speech, but I don't really know anything about it. I'm confused with pathways. I know nobody else is ever confused with pathways, but editorial. But pathways can be a little confusing. I'm going to just say it out loud, boys and girls. It can be confusing at times. But once you get into it, you can really understand it. I know you will. But take that time. Take that moment. I have someone from the international officer here. What I meant to say was Pathways is the best thing ever that has ever happened. And it's a wonderful program. Okay, that was my disclaimer. As we talk to our members who are having difficulties with Pathways, take that time. Just takes a few minutes. Can you do it on your phone? Can you do it on your tablet when you meet in person? Or stay after meeting, share, and go over it with them. The worst thing in the world is for a member to be confused. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to click. I thought I was clicking the right thing. I don't know about you, but I know when I'm confused, I don't want to do anything. So let's think about this. Treat people with respect. Give them service. Give them a bit of your time. Toastmasters doesn't have to be a drag, doesn't have to be a burden. Toastmasters instead can be a joy when we're serving others. Serve with excellence. Doesn't mean you have to be an officer. Be a member and be the most excellent member you can be. Talk about Toastmasters everywhere you go. I don't care. Talk to the checker at the grocery store. Do you think they want to be a checker the rest of their life? Maybe they want to be a store manager or something, or maybe even a different job. What could Toastmasters do for them? Think about it. We can change the world one member at a time. So be kind. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dana. We appreciate you sharing your experience with us and your inspirational words. We appreciate your time with District 55.